Hi Yogis, welcome to this continuous fluid yoga flow practice. This will be about a level 1-2, so just below intermediate level. We'll be working on some standing balance poses in this practice, some hip openers, and some core work. And towards the end, we'll work on a plow pose. So plow pose will stretch out the entire back side of the body, so if it just doesn't feel right or if it's not appropriate for you, I'll offer modifications. You may want to have a block for this practice or two. And if your hamstrings are tight, you may want to have a strap as well. So we'll begin in child's pose, please. So just let go of whatever you brought with you to your mat, whatever residual energy from your day you brought into your room and onto your mat. Just imagine with every exhale, you're just breathing that energy off of you. It's being absorbed by the floor under your head. You're just left with simply your breath and this clear, silent, still presence. When the breath is filling out, you're breathing through the nose. Let's rise on up to all fours. Bring the knees back to hips distance apart. Begin to move into your cat-cow, arching on the inhale, rounding on the exhale. We're going to move this into more of a three-dimensional cat-cow in just a moment. For now, you're just exploring how the spine feels and the hips and the neck. And then take your knees another inch or two back and a little bit wider as well. You might want a blanket under your knees for this next one for some extra cushion. Let's send the hips back on the exhale. As you inhale, shift your body over to the right, and then same inhale, you come through. It's like a cobra, a little bit more sloppy though. And then exhale, shift over to the left, and then finish back in child's pose. So it's more of a full circular, full body, three-dimensional cat-cow. Remember inhaling as you come over to the right and then into your back bend. Exhaling over to the left and into your child's pose. And go through one more time. Even close your eyes here. Just imagine that you're just oozing your body around in this circular shape. Now go the other way. Start over to the left on the inhale and shift back through the right on the exhale, ending in child's pose. You can bend the elbows and just really imagine that you are completely fluid here. Letting any stiffness just work its way out of the body last time through, and then you'll end up in your child's pose again. And come back through all fours. Let's bring the knees right back under the hips. Let's inhale, send the right knee back behind you. So your leg is bent, you look forward, and then shift your shoulders forward, bend your elbows, and lower your chest down. Press back up. This is your scorpion push-up. Curl the right knee under you. Send the leg out to the right and behind you. Your knee is still bent, your hip is stacked, and you're up on your right fingertips. And then send the knee back around to the right and under you on the exhale. Inhale, knee comes behind you, look forward, shift forward, lower the chest down, elbows point back, press back up, inhale, straight arms. Exhale, curl the leg under you. Inhale, leg out to the right, stack the hip, and you're up on your right fingertips. One more time, swing the leg out to the right and then under you as you exhale. Inhale, knee comes behind you, look forward, shift forward, exhale, your chest lowers down, look forward. Press up to all fours. Exhale, curl the leg under. Inhale, leg comes out to the right, rotate the hip up, stack the hips, come high up onto the right fingers. And then extend your right leg so it's parallel to the floor. Bring the right hand onto the hip if you can. Now this is wobbly. So you can always take the left shin, angle it behind you a little bit, and that will give you a little more solid foundation. Otherwise, can you work on the balance here? Maybe reach your top arm up and over. Flex your right ankle and reach from the ankle through the wrist. Reach long. Lower the right hand down, level out your hips. All right, curl your left toes under, curl the right knee under, and hover the left knee. Lower the left knee down, inhale, take the leg back behind you with your right leg straight. And then exhale, curl the right knee under you, hover the left knee. Inhale, lower the left knee, take the right leg straight back behind you. One more time. Exhale, right knee curls under, left knee hovers. Keep the left knee hovering and lift your right leg up into three-legged dog. Open the hip and bend the knee. See if you can lower your left heel down. Your right hip is rotated higher than the left. Let's straighten the right leg, square the hips. Inhale here. Exhale, step the right foot between your hands. Lower your back knee down. Inhale, your arms reach forward and up. Exhale, circle them out and down. Lower the arms down, look down. Inhale, reach forward and up. Exhale, circle the arms out and down. And then last time, inhale, forward and up. Exhale, circle out and down. Touch your hands down. Curl your back toes under. Straighten the back leg and then pivot into a side lunge in your back leg and your left leg. Side lunge, skandasana, straightening out through the right leg, flex the ankles, see if you can have the toes point up, right foot. And then let's come back forward into the right foot and come into a runner's lunge. Have the left hand under the shoulder, lower the outer edge of the left foot down. Heel toe your right foot down, down, down to the right until it's right under the knee. Reach up through your top arm, inhale here. Exhale, reach your top arm up and over. Lift the hips a little higher. Inhale, reach your top arm up and lower your hips down. Now, if your right foot is directly under the knee, this shouldn't create strain in the knee. Maybe the hip comes all the way down, the arm sweeps back. We'll go in and out of those two poses. So inhale, push into the right foot, lift the hips, reach your top arm up and over. Hips are high. Exhale as you lower your left hip, your right arm sweeps back behind you. Inhale, reach up through the arm and through the hips. Reach your arm up and over your head. Exhale, lower the left hip down. Take the right arm back behind you. You're twisting your upper body to the back of the mat. Inhale, reach your top arm up, reach your hips up, and place the right hand down and come into downward dog. Just step back, both of the feet. Feet are hips distance apart. Reach your toes forward, reach your heels back, spread your fingers. Shift forward to plank pose, inhale. Lower the knees down, come all the way down to the belly. Inhale to cobra pose, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, lower down. Push the toenails down into the floor. Firm your thigh muscles. Roll your shoulders back. Inhale, come up again. Your tailbone is reaching down to the heels. Exhale, lower down. Do one more like this. So thighs are firm. To help to stabilize the hips, roll the shoulders back. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. Push up to all fours. Inhale. And just pause here in tabletop position. Okay, other side. So leading with the left leg. Just keeping the knee bent, pull the knee back behind you, look forward. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower the chest down. So it's a scorpion push-up. Press back up. Inhale. Exhale, curl the left knee under you. Inhale, take the left knee out to the left. Rotate the hip open. Come up high onto the left fingertips. And then take the left knee out to the side. Exhale, curl the knee under you. Inhale, pull the left knee behind you, look forward. Shift forward, exhale, bend your elbows, lower the chest down. Press back up, inhale. Curl the left knee under you, exhale. Inhale, take the knee out to the left. Stack the hip high on top of the right, come up high onto the left fingertips. Last time through, take the knee out to the left. Exhale, curl the knee under you. Inhale, pull the knee back behind you, look forward. Shift forward, lower the chest down. You're looking slightly forward. Press up, inhale. Exhale, curl the knee. Take the knee out to the left, inhale. Stack the left hip up high. And then straighten your top leg. And then can you bring your left hand onto the hip? So remember, this is wobbly, so you can always pivot your bottom shin out behind you a little bit to help with stability. Otherwise, can you just pretend you're balancing on a tightrope here? Can the top arm reach up? And maybe reach it forward. And now get long from your top arm through the top leg. Reach from the wrist through the ankle. Exhale, lower the left hand down, level out your hips. Okay, pause here. And then curl the knee under you. Left knee curls under, your right toes are curled under, hover the right knee. Lower the knee down, send the left leg straight back behind you. Curl the left knee under, hover the right knee just a couple inches off the floor. Lower the right knee, take your left leg back, look forward. Curl the left knee under you, hover the right knee, stay here. And then straighten your right leg, reach the left leg, three-legged dog behind you, open the hip up and bend the knee, scorpion dog. Be here for another breath. Your right heel is starting to reach down towards the floor. Straighten the legs, square the hips, inhale. Step the left leg between the hands. Lower your right knee down. Inhale, your arms reach forward and up. Anjaneyasana, exhale. Arms out to the side and down, look down. Inhale, reach the arms forward and up, look up. Exhale, reach the arms out wide and then down. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, out wide and hands come down. Curl your back toes under, straighten the leg. Pivot towards the right and come into the side bend on the right knee, so towards the back of your mat. Be here for a breath or two. Flexing the ankle of the left foot and pulling those toes up and even back. Shift back into the left foot. Lunge facing forward, right hand under the shoulder. Come onto the outer edge of the right foot and then heel toe your left foot down just until it's right under the knee. Reach your top arm up and then reach your top arm over. Your hips are going to come a little higher off the floor, that right hip. And then as you exhale, slowly lower the right hip down, all the way down, and sweep the left arm behind you. You're twisting towards the back of your mat. Inhale, up you go with the hips, reach the top arm up and over. Exhale, lower the right hip, sweep the left arm behind you. Inhale, reach up and reach over. Exhale, slowly control, lower the hip, turn and twist. Inhale, hips up, reach over, stay here. And then place the left hand down, step back, plank pose. Inhale here in plank. Lower the knees down, exhale, lower the chest down. Tops of the feet come down, roll the shoulders back. Inhale to cobra. Can you move the shoulders back and down? Firm the thigh muscles, the front of the thighs. Heart moves forward, shoulder blades move down. Exhale, lower the chest. Cross up to either all fours or plank, your choice, and then downward facing dog. If your knees need to be bent on the first few downward dogs, that's fine. If the back of the legs are tight or if the low back is a little bit stiff, fine to bend the knees, lift the heels if you need to. You're just not trying to forcefully jam the legs straight and the heels down. Just wherever your body is right now is fine. Let's look forward, lift the heels and walk the feet to the top of the mat. Fold forward, Uttanasana. Let the head release down. Just connect to the breath here, smooth, even breathing through the nose. Push down into the feet and rise up to stand. Inhale, arms come up overhead. And hands to the heart, exhale. Okay. Let's just move through a couple of half sun salutations. Lower the arms down by the side, exhale. Inhale, the arms come out and up overhead. Exhale, forward and down, Uttanasana. Bend the knees, inhale, lengthen halfway forward, reach the spine long, exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Push down into the feet. Inhale, rise up to stand. Arms reach up overhead. And hands to the heart, exhale. Push into the four corners of your feet and make your leg muscles active. You're lifting the flesh of your leg muscles up. Lift up just above the kneecaps. Release the arms down. Exhale, push down into the feet. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, come forward and down. Bend the knees. Inhale, reach the spine forward. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Push down into the feet. Inhale, rise up to stand. Pretend like you're squeezing a block between your feet. Reach the arms up and hands to your heart. Exhale. Surya Namaskar seat. Let's go through just a couple of these. Lower the arms down, bend the knees. You can heel toe the feet together a little closer if that feels more stable for you. Chair pose. Arms reach up, weight in the heels. And then exhale, come forward and down, Uttanasana. Bend the knees, inhale, reach halfway forward. Step or float back to Chaturanga. So lowering the chest, bending the elbows. Inhale to upward facing dog. Heart forward, shoulders back. Exhale to downward facing dog. Step the right foot forward, lower the back heel. Inhale, reach the arms up to warrior one. Virabhadrasana 1. Touch the hands down to the floor, step back to plank pose and lower Chaturanga, all on the same exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Step the left foot forward, lower your back heel, warrior one. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, touch your hands down. Step back, plank pose, lower Chaturanga, all on the same exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. The breath work is quite specific, especially in that Surya Namaskar C. You have to move through 3 poses all on one exhale, or Surya Namaskar B, sorry. You're moving from coming out of warrior one through stepping back to plank and lowering in Chaturanga all in one exhale. So it's pretty demanding of your endurance, so it's good practice. Just do the best you can. Let's lift the heels, look forward, bend the knees. Step or lightly float to the top of the mat. Lengthen halfway, inhale, left spine forward. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Bend the knees, Utkatasana, chair pose, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, stand, arms down by your side. And again. Bend the knees, weight in the heels, arms reach up, chair pose. Exhale, forward and down, Uttanasana. Bend the knees again, inhale, reach the spine forward. Step or float back through the vinyasa, Chaturanga as you exhale. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Same exhale, right foot forward, back heel down. Inhale, rise up to warrior one. Exhale, touch your hands down, step back, lower Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward, right heel down, inhale, arms rise up, warrior one. Touch the hands down, step back, lower Chaturanga. Try not to let the shoulders just droop down to the floor. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Remember to breathe smooth and even. We're going to stay here. We're going to add on some more standing poses. So let's inhale the right leg back behind, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step the right foot forward, lower the back heel, rise up, warrior one. We were here before. Let's take the arms out to the side and wrap the left arm under the right arm, coming into eagle pose with the arms. Lift the elbows. So if you can, the palms touch together here. If you can't, maybe try bringing the back of the hands together, or another option is to touch onto your shoulders with the opposite hands. And then from here, inhale, lift the elbows. Exhale, bring the right shoulder down to the knee. Lower the head. It's a humble warrior variation. Push into the heel, rise back up, lift the elbows. Exhale, lower the upper body down into this humble warrior eagle variation. Inhale, lift back up, keep the arms in eagle pose. Exhale, lower yourself down, shoulder to the knee. Keep the back leg strong, rise back up with the elbows. Now come onto lift the back heel, come onto the ball of the foot, and then you're gonna step your left leg up and around. Eagle pose, wrap the left thigh up and over. Maybe tuck the left foot behind the right shin if you can. If not, the foot can hang out to the side. Lift your elbows up, bend your knees. Weight is low. Weight is in the heel of your standing foot. And we'll do another flow from here. So let's inhale, take the left knee up and out to the left, open your arms wide. Step the left foot behind you at a diagonal into a curtsy lunge, and then side bend over to the right. Inhale, come back up, stepping into the right foot, wrap the left thigh up and around, wrap the left arm under, eagle pose. Inhale, unwind arms and left leg, send the left foot behind you at a diagonal, curtsy lunge. Inhale, back up and around with the left leg. It's quite a lot of balance here. Wrap up the arms, eagle pose. Inhale, unwind arms and left leg. Step behind you into a curtsy lunge, side bend to the right. Inhale, come back up and catch the left knee in your left hand. You have your knee out to the side. You can bring the right hand on the hip here if you like. And then we're going to place this left foot into tree pose. So grab onto the ankle, pull the foot up against the upper inner thigh on the right leg. Hands together at your heart. Find your gazing point. Rise up through the crown of your head. Interlace the fingers, push your palms up towards the ceiling. But try not to lift your shoulders up, so get some space in the base of your neck here. Letting the shoulders relax. Even as your arms reach up, send your left knee out more to the side. Bring the hands to your heart. Point your left knee forward. Twist to the left. Bring your right hand just outside the left knee. Your left arm is reaching back. One more breath. And then we'll flow from here. So step the left foot back softly to a warrior two shape. And then as you inhale, bring your left knee right back up. Catch the knee in the right hand. Back into our twist. So just those two poses. Exhale, step lightly back. Softly, warrior two. Inhale, step up. Can you balance in the twist? One more time. Step back softly, lightly, warrior two. It takes a little core to step lightly. And then back, I cheated there. Back up into the twist. And last time, warrior two. Step back, land the foot softly, and then make sure you've got the right alignment. Front heel lines up to the back arch. Shoulder blades soften down. Your right knee is pointing directly over the center of the right foot. Arms are reaching out wide, but your shoulders are relaxed. Inhale, reverse this warrior pose. Exhale, bring the right forearm to the thigh, side angle pose. Rise back up. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, forearm to thigh, side angle pose. And last time, come back up and over to the back. Reverse warrior. Exhale to your side ankle pose, forearm to thigh, stay here. Turn the chest open, push into the back foot. There's a little engagement to the low belly, but it should not restrict your breathing, because instead, you're breathing by spreading your ribs laterally. Keeping that engagement to the core to create this stability. One more breath. And then let's rise on up to stand. Parallel your feet. Keep your legs wide. Hands to the hips. Lift up through the spine. Inhale, reach the crown of the head higher. Exhale, come forward and touch the hands down to the floor. Inhale, reach the spine halfway forward. Exhale, walk the hands back between the feet. Let the crown of the head soften down. Let the spine just cascade downwards. But keep the leg muscles engaged. Lift the flesh of your thighs up. Just reach the toes forward. Smooth, even breaths. Lengthen yourself halfway forward. Bring the hands under your shoulders. We're going to come into a prep for an arm balance. It's a prep for a side crow. But we won't actually lift the feet all the way. It'll just be 1 foot at a time. So your hands are right under the shoulders, so your fingers are spread. Start with the right knee. That should be the one at the front of your mat. So you're going to bring that, come up off that foot, bring the leg under you, and tap the right knee to the left outer elbow. And you can even tuck the right foot behind the left shin. So almost like a side crow, but not quite. And then step the right foot back. And then your left knee. You're going to come up off the left foot, bring the left leg under you, the knee to the outer elbow, tucking the left foot behind the right shin, and then step it back. And then flow with the breath. So as you exhale, right leg comes under you, come into the twist, and inhale, step it back. Exhale, left knee comes under you, and over to the right, and then step it back. And do one more time to each side. Exhale, right leg, inhale back. Exhale, left leg comes under you into the right arm, and then step it back. Walk your hands to the front of your mat, turn the right toes forward, and lower your back knee down, and just be here in this low lizard lunge for just a moment. And you can have the hands either on the inside of your front foot, or your hands can frame your front foot, whichever you prefer. Moment to find the pause. There's nothing required of you right now but to just be present with yourself, with your breath. One more breath. And then position the hands shoulder distance apart, and let's step it back to downward facing dog. Inhale, your left leg rises behind you. Exhale, your left foot steps forward, lower your back heel, warrior one. Inhale, rise up through the arms. Your back heel is pressing down, your back foot is just very slightly angled. It's out a bit to the side, about a 45-degree angle in the back foot. Take your arms out wide, and then wrap your right arm under your left for your eagle pose arms. So I like to hook my thumb of the top arm. I don't know which arm is which anymore. And just to create a connection of the hands. If you cannot connect the palms, then just back of the hands can come together, or you can hold opposite shoulders, lift the elbows. Inhale, lift the elbows a little higher. Exhale, let's bring the left shoulder down to the knee. Push into the back foot. Inhale, rise the elbows up. Exhale, lower the upper body down to this humble warrior variation. Push into the front heel, rise up. So you're equally pushing into the front heel and the back foot. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, come up. Lift the heel of the back foot. And then your right leg comes up and over your left leg for your full eagle pose, Garudasana. Maybe hooking the left foot behind the right shin. Bend your knees, weight is in the heel. Lift your elbows. Find your gazing point. And then let your gaze be soft. One more breath. Unwind your arms, unwind your right leg. Take your right leg out to the side, and then take it behind you at a diagonal, curtsy lunge. Bend your knees, side bend to the left. Inhale, come back up and out with the right knee. Wrap the right thigh over the left, right arm under, eagle pose. And again, inhale, unwind the arms and the right leg. Swing the right leg around behind you. It's almost in a full circle. Curtsy lunge, side bend left. Inhale, Back up with the right leg and back into eagle pose. Right leg over, right arm under. And then inhale, unwind the arms and the leg. Take the leg out to the right. And then behind you at a diagonal, curtsy lunge, side bend left. Inhale, come back up with the right knee and then just catch the right knee in the right hand. The knee is out to the side. You can have the left hand on the hip. And then let's place this right foot into tree pose. Hands together at the heart. Your right knee is coming out to the side, lifting up through the base of your skull. Interlace your fingers and press your palms up. But try not to lift your shoulder blades up, so you're not creating congestion around the base of the neck. You've got more space there. And you send the right knee out to the side. Place the hands at your heart, point your right knee forward, and then let's twist this to the right. So bring the right arm back, you're holding onto the right knee with your left hand. Now to come back to Warrior Two, we're not just stomping the foot down on the floor into Warrior Two, we're placing it lightly, and we do that by using the core. Okay, that'll help with the transition as well. So flex the ankle of the right foot, and then release the right leg and step back lightly into Warrior Two. This is the exhale. Inhale, come back up and balance in your twist. Right knee up, step back on the exhale, land softly, Warrior Two. Come back up into your balance on the inhale. And last time, step back, Warrior Two. Stay here. Adjust the positioning of your feet if you need to. So you found your correct alignment. Make sure that the left knee is pointing forward, arms are reaching out wide. And there's a lift on all sides of the spine. The front of the spine, the left and the right side of the spine, there's an upward lift. And the back of the spine. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, forearm to thigh, side angle pose. Inhale, rise back up, lean back, reverse your warrior. Exhale to side angle pose. Last time, inhale, reverse the warrior. Exhale, forearm to thigh and stay here, side angle pose. Move the sides of your ribs back a little bit so that all the energy isn't going towards the front of your body. You still have some fullness in the sides and in the back of your body. And then from that, peel your chest more open. Turn the chest up. Make sure that the left knee is still pointing forward. And then let's rise up on the inhale and straighten your front leg. So you're just going to turn to face the right side of the mat. I'm going to angle myself a little bit so I don't have my back to you. Feet are wide and they're parallel to each other. Hands on the hips. Let's rise up through the spine. And exhale, we'll fold ourselves forward. Hands to the floor underneath. Inhale, lengthen halfway forward. And exhale, walk the hands between your feet. Let the head just relax down. Again, lift up the flesh of your legs. And reach the toes forward. And then lift your head, look forward, walk the hands back under the shoulders. Okay, 3 times to each side, coming into that twist, that side crow setup. It's really just a prep for a side crow. So we'll start with our left leg, which will be your front leg. You push into the hands, pick up off the left foot, bring it under you and towards the right elbow, and then step the left foot back out. And then your right leg comes under you and you twist, and step it back on the inhale. Come back under with the left leg, little twist here, step back, inhale, exhale, curl the right leg under, inhale back, last time each side, left leg, step back, inhale, and right leg. Step back, inhale, walk your hands towards the front of your mat, turn your left toes forward, and lower your back knee down. Just a low lizard lunge, just be here for a moment. Softening the breath. Hands can be either inside the front foot or one hand on each side of the foot, whichever feels more natural to you. Curl your back toes under and come into a downward facing dog. Lift your heels, look forward, walk your feet about 2/3 of the way up your mat. Bring your feet together, bend your knees, come into a toe squat. So toe squat is where we're just balancing on the balls of our feet. And you're trying to bring your spine up to vertical. Try to minimize looking at the camera because I will probably lose my balance. So it helps to squeeze your legs together. Okay? And then you're going to carefully and with control lower the knees slowly down to the floor. Come up into camel pose. Bring the hands onto the back of the hips, point your elbows back, send your hips forward, firm your thighs, lift your heart, elbows back. And then back onto the toe squat. So lower the hips onto the heels and then see if you can lift your knees and balance on the balls of your feet. And now lower your heels down, reach your arms forward. And if you have a block, this is where it might be helpful, especially one of these heavier cork blocks. You might be able to get the heels down just with a little bit of extra weight in your hands, reaching forward. We're in a squat, both the feet together. And then back up, lift the heels back into our toe squat. Balance here until the spine is upright. And now don't just slam your knees down, use your core to lower softly the knees. Come back into your camel. You ready to add on to this? So we're going to come back into our toe squat. Use your core, lean back just enough so you can lift the knees and hover. We're going to come back into our squat. So grab the block if you have it, reach it forward. It's just a little bit of weight to counteract the weight that's going back so that you still, maybe you're on your heels now, but your bottom is still off the floor. And then we're going to come down to a seat. So lower down, lift your legs up into boat pose. I'm concerned that I'm going to kick my shelves here. We are going to try to rock back into a boat pose and then do that whole sequence again. So here we go. Ready? Rock onto your back, lift your hips, catch the hips into your hands. Maybe bring the toes to the floor behind you into a plow pose. Rock yourself back up into boat pose. We're going to get a little bit of momentum and end up in a squat. So give it a try. Might need to get a little momentum. Rock forward and back a few times so you can land on your feet. You might need to use your hands to land on your feet. So rock back, get a little momentum so you can come up into a squat. Let me try that again. Reach forward, come into a squat. Bring your feet together, come back upright with your spine to a squat. Lower the knees down, take your hips forward, come into your camel pose. Hands on the back of your hips, elbows back. And now last time, so sit back on the heels, lean back a little bit, lift the knees. Takes a little bit of core control to lift the knees without falling back. And then take the hips back, grab the block if you need to, if that helps you to lower the heels without coming all the way down onto your bum. So your bum is just barely off the floor, reach forward, this is a low squat here. And then lower all the way down to your seat. I'm going to scoot over to the side here. Come into boat pose. Lift up through the spine. We'll do half boat. We're adding on. So lower into your half boat. Just hovering barely off the floor. Come back up into boat pose. Lift the spine, lift the heart. And now we're going to rock onto the back and come into plow or half shoulder stand. So rock onto the back, lift the hips, catch the hips in your hands. Stay here if this is enough for you. You have your upper back and your back of your head on the floor. Maybe the legs are just angled up. Or maybe the toes come to the floor just beyond your head. You can continue to support the back here with your hands. And roll yourself back, hips come down, come back up into boat pose. Just cross your shins, come forward onto your hands, and step back into downward facing dog. All right, we're gonna just start to stretch this out now. So from downward dog, let's come into pigeon pose on the right side. So lift the right leg behind you first, three-legged dog, and then exhale, bring your right shin forward into pigeon pose. So the knee lands right behind the right wrist, and then your shin is angled under you to the left. So draw the shoulders back, and it might be enough for you to stay here on straight arms. If the hips are tight, you can also slide a folded blanket under your right hip, or maybe a block. If the hip is okay with you coming a little lower, the stretch will intensify as the upper body comes down to the ground. So you decide if you want to stay higher, if there's any discomfort in your front knee at all. Really, really be honest with yourself here. If there's any discomfort at all, then take this pose onto your back. Cross the right ankle over the left knee, and you draw the left leg towards you. That will take a lot of the strain out of the knee. Sometimes when the hip is trying to lengthen here, as we're doing, the outer hip is tight. The knee is going to try to help out, and we don't want the knee to help here. We want the knee to stay stable. Let's come upright with the body. So upper body comes back up, your arms are straight, and then you'll come down onto this right hip. So if you have a prop under the hip, remove it, lower the right hip down, and then your left leg is going to come all the way up and around just outside the right thigh. You can just tuck the right foot in a little closer towards the left hip, and then hug this left leg in towards you. Lift up through the spine, inhale. Take the left hand behind you and turn to the left. Ardha Matsyendrasana. Rise up through the spine, up through the crown of the head. Continue to twist to the left. Spine is lengthening. Can you picture your spine in your mind's eye and imagine that the left and the right side of your spine are both equally long. So particularly down in the lumbar spine area. Sometimes if this left hip is pretty high, we get sort of C-shaped. While we're twisting, it would be more ideal to take that C shape out of the twist and instead just find length and twist. Untwist the spine, so turn back to center. You're just going to release this top leg, the left leg, and send it out to the side for Janu Shirshasana. So I have my leg just coming off the mat, perpendicular to the mat. You can set yourself up however you're comfortable with. I have the right sole of the foot inside the left thigh. I'm going to pull the flesh back and away from the left sit bone so I can ground it down. And then I'm going to turn the upper body so it's somewhat more or less centered with the straight left leg. Just trying to turn the navel towards the left thigh. Reach the spine up again, inhale. And then exhale, walk your hands forward so you're lengthening out over the left leg. You can keep the hands on either side of the straight leg here. You can use a strap around the foot to make the connection if you have a strap. Or if you can, hold the left foot with the right hand. And then I like to keep a lift going on in the left side of the ribs as I lengthen out and over the straight leg. Keep the spine reaching long as it reaches forward. And it might mean that you don't come down quite as much with the upper body, and that's okay. If this is where you are with a long spine, then that's fine. Let's rise ourselves up. So now we're going to be in the same position with the legs, but now we're going to take it into more of a side bend. So Parivrita Janu Shirshasana. I am going to angle my legs a little bit wider though, so take the bent knee out and angle it out even a little bit more. That means the heel is going to come in closer to the groin, maybe even the right heel to the right groin. And then you're going to turn your upper body in the direction of your right knee. So bring the back of the left hand to the inner left leg. Keep the spine long. Now keep the center of your chest facing over the right knee. Start to side bend over the left leg. So your right shoulder is pulling back. The back of the hand is sliding down the inner edge of your left leg. Keep drawing the right shoulder back. Keep sending the heart, or lining up the heart in the direction of your right knee. The hand is sliding farther and farther down the leg. It just stops when it needs to stop. So you might feel this significantly in the side of the right hip, or in the low back, or in their left hamstrings. It really just depends on what's going on in your body. I feel this more for me in the side hip. If you can make a connection of hand to foot here, left hand to left foot, you want to keep the arm inside the leg. And if this is already not happening, if you're already up here, don't worry about connecting hand to foot, it's fine. If you can keep the arm inside the leg, turn the left palm up, turn the thumb down, and then hold the inner edge of the foot with your left hand. And then continue to pull the right shoulder back, reach the crown of the head towards the left toes. Remember, you're not folding forward over the leg, it's just a side bend over the leg. So keeping your shoulders stacked. And rise yourself up. Okay. And let's just place the hands down at the front of the mat, swing your left leg back, and come back into a downward facing dog. You can walk your legs out here, just trying to find some symmetry left and right. And then left side, let's inhale the left leg back behind you, three-legged dog, and then exhale, the left shin comes forward into pigeon pose. The knee lands just behind the left wrist, and your left shin is angled under you a bit to the right. Your right leg is reaching straight back behind you. And I start off with the ball of the foot curled under on the right leg, just to really ensure that my back leg is reaching straight back from the hip socket. It's not angled out to the right. And my back leg is long. Lift the spine up. You can rest the top of the right foot down at this point, and then lower your upper body down to whatever degree feels best for you. And just be mindful if there's any communication going on in your left knee. And if you're not sure what I mean by that, you will know if your knee is communicating with you in the form of pain. Then you'll take this pose on your back. Come into the figure 4 pose where you cross the left ankle over the right knee. Try not to struggle with this pose. So if you're trying to get to the deepest part of the pose and force it to happen, then sometimes the body is just going to resist that and is going to backfire on you. You can end up getting hurt. So instead, you can prop yourself up. I slid a block underneath my sternum here. My left hip seems to be a little tighter for me tonight. I'm not sure why that is, but that's okay. I'm just giving myself a little bit of a break on this side by getting a prop. If you have a bolster, that can come under the front body, or a folded up blanket or a block can come under the hip. You just experiment with different combinations until you find what works for you. I really like having this block under my front body. That works well for me. And then let's lift the head, come up onto the hands, straight arms. If you have a prop under the left hip, move it off to the side, and then you'll lower the left hip down, and your right leg is going to swing up and over your left leg. So I'm going to just angle myself a little bit because I know eventually I'll end up with my back to you, and I don't want that. So right leg is up and over. Your left heel is in close towards the outer right hip. Just hug this top leg in, lift up your spine, and then you'll start to turn to the right. So bring the right hand to the floor behind you. Keep hugging this top leg in close, lift up the spine, and twist. Remember, the spine remains long, like you're trying to find a little more space between each vertebrae. Trying to reach the crown of the head up high. You're still hugging this top leg in, getting just a little bonus of extra hip stretch there. And let's unwind this twist, and you'll just send your right leg directly out to the side. I'm going to angle myself a little bit more so that I can face you. All right, this left sole of the foot comes inside the right leg. And you take the flesh back and away from the right sit bone, so you can just really root it down. And then we're going to turn so that we line up the center of our torso, line it up over the right leg to whatever degree you can. If you're forcing it the perfect lining up to happen and it's bothering the sacrum, don't make it perfect. Just try to line up as best you can, knowing that it'll be slightly off, and that's fine. Lift up the spine, and then exhale, let's come forward over this right leg. Hands to the floor, or if you have a strap, make the connection, hand to foot, or hold on to the right foot with the left hand. Now I like to do right foot to left hand because I keep my right hand down on the floor. I'll angle myself a little bit more for this. I keep my right hand down, and as I'm lengthening out over the straight leg here, I push the right hand down like a kickstand, and I try to lift up my right waist and reach out longer through the left side of my lower back, and that's going to get into that sweet spot, quadratus lumborum. It's on the side of the low back. In this case, it'll be the left side. One more breath. Rise the spine up. Okay, the side bend version of this. So we're going to angle our legs a little bit more. So that means for me, my left heel is going to come more towards the left groin, not so much placed against the inner right thigh. And then now we turn the upper body towards the bent knee, towards the left knee. And I'm placing the back of the right hand to the inner leg. Place the left hand on the hip. Now as we start to slide this right hand down the inner leg, I keep drawing the left shoulder back. So I'm still trying to rotate the center of my body towards the left knee. Keep sliding the right hand down the inner edge of the leg until you've gone as far as you can. Don't worry about coming all the way down to the foot if that's just too deep for you. This is a pretty big pose. And I can tell I'm not even going to go into the fullest version of the pose here tonight. I think I demonstrated that a few videos ago. I'm not even going to demonstrate that tonight. So top shoulder back. I will describe it though if you want to try. So first let's get you through the first part of this. So if your hand is pretty close to the foot and the arm is still on the inside edge of the leg, turn your right palm up. And then your thumb down and see if you can hold on to the inner edge of the right foot. Keep the arm inside the leg, elbow inside the shin, and then keep your left shoulder pulling back, okay? So this is variation 1. If you can, and it doesn't create discomfort, take your left arm up and over and hold the outside edge of the foot. And I can hold the toes, but I can already tell that the side of my hip is just not encouraging that I do that tonight, so I'm not going to. I'm going to keep the hand on the hip and the shoulder pulling back. Doesn't matter what it looks like, it just matters how it feels. Release this side, come up. That is always a really big pose for me. Come out of it slowly. So we'll finish up with a plow pose. We just had flirted with a plow pose briefly. We'll do a little bit longer one now. So just plow pose is where we have we have the hips up and our back is on the floor and our hips are up and our toes come to the floor overhead. So if you have any neck issues, this is not going to be a great pose for you to do. I would discourage it. If there is any back problems, particularly in the thoracic spine, but really anywhere along the spine, this is a huge stretch to the entire back side of the body. Really from the back of the legs all along the back, basically up to the base of your skull. So if there's any issues, spine or neck issues going on, I'll show you an option instead, okay? So the option would be just to lay on your back, place a block underneath your hips, and you'll do an inversion like this. And this is going to be your pose. You actually have one more option as well, and that would be a half shoulder stand. So half shoulder stand, I'm going to rock my hips up and place the hands not exactly on the hips, it's more on the low back side waist, and the weight is on the back of my head, the center of the back of my head, and my upper arms. Keep the elbows in, pretty close to each other, not winged out to the side, and your legs are just angled over your head. So this is a half shoulder stand. The full shoulder stand, we'd have the legs out all the way up in the vertical plane. And then if you can experiment with bringing the toes down to the floor, just over your head, see if that works. If that creates discomfort in your neck, come back up, maybe come back to that position with the block under your hips. Using your hands here on your back to keep your hips up high. And keep pushing the center of the back of your head down. It's going to create some more proper alignment for your neck. This is a huge lengthening out pose for the back of the legs and the entire spine. This is a tough one to do really early in the morning, by the way. If there's any stiffness in your body, if you've just woken up, this is a pretty tough one to do. It might take a little bit longer to get your body warmed up to do this pose. Keeping the thighs lifted away from the face. And then you'll release the hips. Place your arms straight on the floor towards the front of your mat, and then roll slowly down. Roll your spine down. Roll your hips down. And then hug the right knee in towards your chest and extend the left leg forward. Just coming into asanas. When releasing pose, we're just pulling the right knee in. Give it a nice big hug. Find half happy baby. So bring your right shin to vertical, hold the outer edge of the foot, and press the knee down towards the right armpit. You can reach the left arm back at this point, so the left side of your body is getting long. One more breath. Release the right foot. Let's take this to a twist. So arms come out to the side and you're guiding your right knee over to the left. Over to the left into a twist. And the knee does not need to come down to the floor. You can maybe put a block under the knee or just use your left hand to support the right knee. Reach out long through the right arm. Back up, place the right foot down, switch sides. So now just hug the left leg in and extend the right leg forward. This is a nice hip flexor stretch for your straight leg side. So really reach out long through the right leg, really hug the left leg in close. And then half happy baby. You'll release the shin, bring the left shin up to vertical and hold on to the outer edge of the foot. You're drawing the knee down towards the armpit. Reach the right arm long behind you. And try to get maximum length in the right side of your body. Let's release the foot and we'll take this into a twist. So arms come out wide, your left leg starts to come over to the right. So you're guiding the knee over to the right, and then the knee just stops when it needs to stop. Don't try to bring it all the way down to the floor. Unless that's a natural position for you. I just don't want you to create any strain. So you might need to put a block underneath this knee, or maybe just your right hand under the knee. A block is kind of nice. It creates a little more support. And then your left arm is reaching out long. Keeping that length in your spine. Send your top hip down away from you. Let's bring the left knee back up. Place your feet on the floor here. And then start to extend your legs forward for Shavasana. So as the back of your hip muscles relax, the toes will naturally turn out away from the midline. So just allow that to happen. And move the shoulder blades down the back, not so much in towards the spine, but just down the back, so that way you have some space here in the chest so you can breathe a little bit more efficiently. Begin to soften around the abdomen. And then bring awareness to the space around your heart. This energetic heart space. Just notice the rise and fall of your breath. Just observing the breath. Maybe noticing the beat of your heart. Just notice whatever you notice. Let's do 3 more breaths here. On your next exhale, place the feet on the floor with the knees bent, roll over to one side. And press yourself on up to seated. Bring the hands together at the heart. And bow your head. And lift your gaze. Thank you for joining me for that fluid vinyasa practice. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again soon. Namaste.